Imagine waking up one morning and being told you no longer have the right to go to school, run your business, or even live in your home, just because of your religion. Now imagine millions like you, herded into camps, never to return. This is not a dystopian novel. This is history. This is the Holocaust, and the truth is even more horrifying than you were taught. The Holocaust wasn't just a war crime. It was one of the most systematic, industrialized genocides in human history, planned and executed with chilling precision by Adolf Hitler and the Nazi regime. Over 6 million Jews, along with millions of others, Roma people, disabled individuals, Poles, Soviet POWs, LGBTQ+ people, were targeted, tortured, and murdered between 1941 and 1945. But how did an entire nation fall into such madness? How did ordinary people become murderers? And what secrets are still buried beneath the ashes? In this video, we break down what the Holocaust really was, how it happened, and the terrifying truth you were never told. The road to genocide. To understand the Holocaust, we have to go back to a broken Germany after World War I. In 1918, Germany had lost everything: its empire, its economy, and its dignity. The Treaty of Versailles had imposed massive reparations and humiliation. The German people were desperate. And Adolf Hitler? He gave them someone to blame: the Jews. He pushed the stab in the back myth, the lie that Jews had betrayed Germany during the war. It was a dangerous conspiracy theory, but it worked. By 1933, Hitler was chancellor. And the Nazi regime wasted no time. They passed laws stripping Jews of their rights. They were banned from schools, public offices, and even parks. Their businesses were boycotted. Their passports marked with a red J. This wasn't just discrimination. It was a systematic erasure of identity. And that was just the beginning. The camps, factories of death. Between 1933 and 1939, the Nazis built their machine. But when World War II broke out in 1939, it shifted into full gear. First came the ghettos, walled-in parts of cities like Warsaw, where Jews were forced to live in overcrowded, starving conditions. Then came the deportations, people packed into cattle cars with no food, water, or even room to sit. Their destination? Concentration camps. But even that name is misleading. These were not just prisons, they were death factories. At Auschwitz, Treblinka, Sobibor, Belzec, millions were led into showers that were actually gas chambers. Zyklon B, a pesticide, was pumped in. People died in agony within minutes. The bodies? Burned in crematoria. Teeth were pulled for gold. Hair was shaved and used for textiles. This wasn't war. This was mass production of death. Resistance, silence, and the world. You might be asking, why didn't anyone stop this? The truth is, some people did resist. There were uprisings, like in the Warsaw Ghetto in 1943, where starving civilians held off Nazi forces for nearly a month. Others risked everything to save Jews, people like Oskar Schindler, who hid over 1,000 workers. Or Irena Sendler, who smuggled 2,500 children out of the Warsaw Ghetto in suitcases and ambulances. But for the most part, the world was silent. The US and Britain knew something was happening. Reports leaked out. Eyewitnesses spoke. But no action was taken until it was far too late. Some argue it was anti-Semitism. Others say it was fear, politics, or disbelief. Whatever the reason, millions died while the world watched. Liberation and aftermath. In 1945, Allied forces stormed into Germany. And what they found was hell on earth. Piles of emaciated bodies. Gas chambers with claw marks on the walls. Warehouses filled with shoes, glasses, and children's toys. The camps were liberated, but the damage was permanent. 2/3 of Europe's Jewish population was gone. Survivors were homeless, broken, and traumatized. Many could never find their families again. The world said, never again, but has it listened? The hidden truth. Here's the chilling truth they don't tell you. Right finger. The Holocaust didn't start with gas chambers. It started with words. Propaganda, stereotypes, dehumanization. Right finger, it didn't take monsters to carry it out, it took ordinary people. Teachers, policemen, doctors. All following orders. All complicit. Right finger, and even after the Holocaust, thousands of Nazis escaped punishment. Many fled to South America. Some were even recruited by Western governments during the Cold War. Right finger, the Holocaust wasn't just a Jewish tragedy. It was a human tragedy, a lesson in how hatred, fear, and silence can destroy civilizations. The Holocaust wasn't just a moment in history. It's a mirror, showing us what we are capable of if we let hate go unchecked. It's not enough to remember the facts. We must remember the faces. The children. The families. The artists, scholars, mothers, brothers, all erased for simply being who they were. If we ever stop telling the story, if we ever let it fade into history books and museums, it could happen again. If this story moved you, don't stay silent. Right finger, share this video. Right finger, talk about it. Right finger, make sure the next generation knows what happened, and why it must never happen again. Subscribe for more real history that reveals the truth behind the headlines. This was The Chilling Truth.